you are in the world, what constitutes an old vine could be anything from 10 years to 100. There is no official classification for old vines. But in Europe at least, we tend to start talking about vines being older when they're around 30 years or so. Some countries and regions are lucky to have vines that are much older than this, as they really do bring something special to the wine.
Older vines produce fewer grapes which have deeper roots, and this means that the grapes that do grow can produce wines that are much more concentrated, have more complexity and depth of flavour than grapes grown on younger vines. These young'uns can be very fruity and bright, but can often be a little one-dimensional.
What? The best range for viable older vines is, I'd say, around 20 to 40 years old, though some wines are made from vines that are a lot older than that.
For those growing them, there are benefits too. Older vines with longer roots tend to be more drought resistant in warmer climates, leaves are tougher and more disease resistant, and the vines generally require less work in terms of canopy management or green harvesting, which is where bunches are reduced to improve the quality of the rest.
Look out for these common translations of old vines on the label.
Vinas viejas in Spain, vieilles vignes in France, and sometimes in Italy you'll also see vecchie viti.
There are certain regions renowned for old vines, Barossa in southeast Australia being one place for New World Grenache particularly. But in Europe, Cariñena is a fascinating and often overlooked Spanish region in the northeast of the country that is blessed with some really beautiful old vines, particularly their key grape varieties, Garnacha and Cariñena, the grape that was named after the region itself. Cariñena as a region is super well suited to old vines thanks to the particular soils, the climate, but also a wind known as el cierzo, which blows cool and dry air from the north, keeping diseases like rotten mildew totally at bay.
Old vines can certainly make premium wines, but they can also be found in more accessible entry-level wines, giving them a fantastic complexity and flavour for an affordable price tag. In Cariñena, this is particularly true, particularly because they don't have the label of their more famous neighbours like Rioja and Ribera del Duero. From the Grandes Vinos stable in Cariñena, the Beso de Vino range is a great example of this. Their old vine Garnacha is ripe and juicy, but with some more complex, earthy, dried fruit and mineral notes you would not expect from a wine that costs around £8 or $10.
The Beso de Vino range, which means kiss of wine, by the way, is actually a great place to start when you want to get into wine and you don't want to spend an absolute fortune. These guys do great blends as well as single varietals too, such as this perky and refreshing Garnacha Syrah blend.
This guy, by the way, is Antonio, the Beso de Vino mascot. He's a friendly face who does some fun augmented reality things if you download the Grandes Vinos app and point your phone at it. For more information on Cariñena and Beso de Vino, visit grandesvinos.com.
And suck it. Oh, vecchia viti.
For more information on Cariñena and Beso de Vino, visit grandesvinos.com.
Gracias!